So I guess AI is getting pretty popular. That's pretty cool.
Did someone say AI?
Oh no.
Oh, AI pit. AI, generative.
So as most of you have seen, AI is taking over everything. I mean everything. We got AI chats, AI images, AI videos, AI refrigerators, AI friends. Wait, AI fridges. Lets you see the food you have. That's useless. Just open the fridge. Is AI gonna replace us? Probably. When is that gonna happen? I have no clue. Maybe in 10 years we'll have robots putting your fries in the bag instead of me. Everyone has an opinion on AI. Some say it will take over and make us obsolete, while others say it's just hype and useless. What do I think? Oh, thanks for asking. Well, I'm in the middle. It's not gonna replace us yet, but it's also not useless. It's obviously pretty helpful. It's like having a super smart intern who never sleeps, never complains, and if you find the right one, it's free. Okay, I'm starting to see why businesses want. So I thought, hey, why don't I show you how to use AI to learn and program like a 10x engineer such as myself. When I say AI, I mean LLMs, so the fancy schmancy AI chatbots. So let's start off with, which AI should you use? Well, the most popular ones are probably ChatGPT, Claude, Google's Gemini, and Facebook Meta Llama. Now, which one's the best? They're all pretty similar. Right now, it's just an arms race. Each company keeps one-upping the other. What I use personally is ChatGPT and Claude. I mainly use ChatGPT for creative stuff like writing. I like to use it a lot for video scripts. Oh, you thought I wrote the scripts? You're so stupid. I'm a programmer. I'm lazy. And then I like to use Claude for programming right now. Recently, it's been doing really well compared to ChatGPT because every time I give something to ChatGPT, it just repeats everything. I'm not sure why. Claude also has this feature called artifacts, which is so good. ChatGPT needs this. It basically lets you play with the things it generates. So if you ask it to generate a website, you can preview it. If you ask it to generate an SVG, you can see it, stuff like that. It's so helpful. Now, if there's one thing you shouldn't do is go broke trying to find the perfect AI. Alright, cool. Enough yap. One of the ways I like to use AI is as a tutor. I mean, this one's pretty obvious, but the way to use it properly is surprisingly not that obvious. Sure, you could type something like, hey AI, how do I blank? Are you gonna get a result? Yeah, but we can do better with this secret technique called prompt engineering. This technique right here could get you 6 figures, apparently. So what exactly is this technical skill called prompt? It's just English and grammar. You're just rizzing up AI. So instead of prompt engineering, we're gonna call it AI Rizz. What? How to rizz up your AI. Let's talk about the do's and don'ts of AI Rizz. And for every do, I'm gonna show you how I use it to become a 0.1x engineer. You're welcome. Do number 1, be specific, like really specific. Instead of asking, write code to calculate the Fibonacci sequence, like an idiot, try, write an optimized TypeScript function to calculate the Fibonacci sequence. Leave a comment on each line to explain. So basically, yap. That's right, yap. Don't assume the AI knows what you want. It can't read your mind yet. Now, if there's something that I love more than AI, it's money. So let's talk about today's sponsor, Guide. You're probably tired of explaining the same thing over and over again. So why not let AI do the work for you? Guide is a GPT-powered tool that helps you explain the most complex tasks in seconds with AI-generated documentation. What's so good about Guide? Well, for one, it's free, but it's also so simple that anybody can use it to create high-quality videos in seconds. All you have to do is click capture on their browser extension, perform the workflow, and the app will automatically generate a step-by-step guide. If you don't like how the video came out, that's okay. You can edit the video and add or remove details. Why should I use Guide? Because 99% of documentation and tutorials suck, and Guide wants to make them better. Why struggle with outdated documentation when you can just use Guide? If you're ready to make your documentation process 10 times better, click the link in the description to try Guide today. Now that you know about the secret technique called yapping, we can make our AI tutor 10 times better. If you have practice questions or practice exams, give them to the AI tutor and tell it to generate questions in the same structure. And it'll generate questions that are better and more helpful for you. But why stop there? If you have a study guide or a syllabus, give it to the AI tutor and ask it to generate a study plan. And it'll generate one for you based off the content. That's awesome! If you want, you can ask it to generate projects to help you learn better. And if you need help with lecture notes or video transcripts, just give them to the AI and tell it to explain it in a more simple way. Look at the difference. All because you were very specific. But we have to be very careful, so don't. Number 1, don't be a copycat. Do not just copy and paste AI responses into your work. That's like tracing the Mona Lisa and calling yourself Da Vinci. The same applies to code. Do not just copy and paste code without understanding understanding what it does first. Now, is it wrong to use AI? No. I actually think you'll learn faster if you use AI. But if you keep copy and pasting AI notes without changing anything, you're gonna develop an over-reliance on AI, which could lead you to AI hell. What does that mean? It means you can't do anything without AI, which basically means AI has already replaced you. Use the AI to understand, then put it in your own words. Doing it this way will actually make sure you're learning because you're trying to understand what the AI generated. The key here is to make sure you understand. If you don't understand what the AI is generating, take a step back. Ask the AI to explain or do your own research with an old-fashioned Google search. Do number 2, roleplay. I know how much you love roleplay, and AI does too. So give your AI a persona. Not that persona, a character. For example, let's say you need help with writing. Tell the AI to pretend it's a world-class writer. Or if you need it for programming, ask it to be something like a senior software engineer at a big company. This small difference right here could give you better answers. It's that simple. Now that you know that, I can explain another way I like to use AI for interview practice. Whenever I have an interview coming up, I like to have the AI pretend it's the interviewer. So I would give the AI this prompt. Pretend you're a software engineer at company name who's conducting a type of interview and critique me based off whatever the company wants. So let's say I had a technical interview for Google. The prompt would be, pretend you're a software engineer at Google who's conducting a technical interview. Critique me based off Googliness, I don't know. And then from then on, I would send the AI the problem I wanted to critique, and then how long it took me to solve the practice question, the code, and comments explaining my thought process. And then I would also give it the time complexity and space complexity. And then the AI would critique me based off this. And you can do this for all types of interviews, system design interviews, front-end interviews, and if you don't have a personality, behavioral interviews. Wow! Now I will say this is not a replacement for practice interviews with people, but it is a step up from just solving leak code questions. The reason why it's not a substitute is don't number 2, do not treat AI like gospel. Remember, AI can hallucinate faster than a hippie. Don't take everything it says as gospel. So please, please, please don't try to make AI do your entire coding project. You can ask it to help you in specific sections, but not for the whole thing. Our old buddy NeetCode has already proved how bad it is. Let's see what he thinks about AI.
Anytime I need to accomplish something of medium difficulty, LLMs waste my time. For complex tasks, they just don't know what they're doing. Using them for snippets is fine, but who's writing their entire app?
If you want to see the rest of the video, I'll have it in the description. Please check it out because NeetCode shows how trash AI is still. AI right now is an assistant. It's not gonna do everything yet. Do number 3, always ask for examples. It's the difference between reading and watching. Try something like, give me an example of blank. Let's do an example. Give me an example of a recursive function in Python and explain each step. Now, if you still don't understand, which is not surprising, ask for an analogy. Sometimes it's easier to understand when you compare it to something else. Congratulations! You've learned the basics of AI Rizz. Use that power carefully, and I'll see you all in the next video.